Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, August 21st through Sunday, August 27th, 2017. So this is going to be a big week. This is a week where our new moon solar eclipse in Leo happens, the Great American Eclipse as they're calling it. And for this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using for the main message the Syrian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey and Alyssa Bartha. And your special message card, depending on your stone of choice this week, is going to be coming from a new deck that I have that was given to me from a dear friend who lives out of the country from me. So thank you to my dear friend. She knows who she is. This is going to come from the Archangel Power Tarot Cards deck, which is by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. So before we get into the astrology for the week, let's go ahead and take a look at your stones of choice so you can choose which one you want for your special message card. Now I want to say here that I've had many people that comment on my videos, and for that I thank you for, first of all. But a lot of people are asking, am I supposed to pick just one stone? How does this work? So yes, the whole premise of this is to pick one stone in the beginning before we get to those special message cards. Pick a stone that you're drawn to. Pick a stone that seems to draw your attention. Now it might be different every week. Maybe one week you're drawn to the amethyst and the next week you're not drawn to the amethyst. It doesn't really matter. Just go with your intuition and your guidance, or according to the metaphysical or spiritual properties that sometimes I will talk about for each stone and which one seems to resonate to you for that particular week. So if you are drawn to more than one stone, the other question is, can I pick more than one stone? The answer is yes, you can, although it would be, it would be best if you can kind of zone in and choose one stone. But if you're just really torn between two stones, before we flip over those cards and tell you what those messages are, then by all means, choose two stones. Occasionally I've had people say that they're drawn to all three stones, and so maybe all three of those messages are for you. So there's no right or wrong here, but I thought I would just clarify that. So your stones of choice are amethyst, and I'm going to let you go pretty much on your intuition and guidance this week on picking the stones, because we do have a lot of astrology for the week to talk about. And just for time's sake, I want you to go ahead and tune in and choose which one seems to vibrate for you. Now, amethyst, of course, is that beautiful violet or purple color, and it vibrates to the crown chakra, where we open up to higher wisdom and guidance. The second stone of choice. Now, this is a clear quartz crystal. This is actually a Lemurian seed crystal. And how I know that is because there's ridges along the edge here. And one thing that's very special about this stone as well is that normally when you have clear quartz crystal points, you have it tapering to the top in one point. Now if you look really closely, this has got a flat top to it and an open face to it. So I call this my divine feminine quartz crystal, quartz Lemurian crystal. And so this is going to have a lot of power in it, and also the ability to scry in this window, scrying or seeing into the future, if you will, or sending your intentions into the crystal to be made manifest. Now I have to say all three of these crystals are very powerful, and I chose them because we have the powerful new moon solar eclipse. So, just know that all of these are wonderfully powerful stones. The last stone of choice is a celestite cluster, and this is a pretty large and heavy celestite cluster, but it's the light blue color, which vibrates to the throat chakra, clear speaking with nurturing or compassion, but speaking your truth nonetheless. And this helps you to get in touch with higher realms, just as all these stones do. They're all very high vibrational stones, helping you to get in touch with higher guidance in different ways in higher realms. So again, your stones of choice to choose from are the amethyst, the clear quartz Lemurian seed crystal, and the celestite cluster. So let's go ahead and talk about the astrology for the week. Again, it's a pretty busy week, and it starts out with Monday with a new moon solar eclipse. But even before that new moon solar eclipse happens, we actually have the sun in Leo. Again, this is right before the solar eclipse happens. And, excuse me, it actually makes a very positive connection with the planet Uranus. Now, Uranus is the ruler of the God mind energy, higher vibrational energies, fifth dimensional energies, new ways of doing things, scientific breakthroughs. It's like that higher realm of beingness. It comes with lightning bolt realizations. It comes with unexpected redirections and changes. It comes with freedom energies and redirection energies. That's Uranus. Now, with the sun connecting with Uranus right before that new moon solar eclipse, while we're still just right before that point of connection with the sun and the moon, this is going to bring some sudden unexpected happenings. This is going to be something where we are redirected, or where situations are redirected, or where there's, again, surprise happenings, surprise revelations, which is a big Uranian theme where, again, things are revealed and in a very kind of sudden and unexpected way, shocking way, things that happen that we never would have expected. So that comes again right in the early morning hours of Monday the 21st. In fact, we'll feel that start to connect on Sunday. So those of you that are watching this early, you're going to feel that and maybe even experience some things happening on Sunday the 20th. And then again, around 2:30 Eastern time, which Pacific time is going to be 11:30 a.m., the new moon solar eclipse happens at 28 degrees and 53 minutes of Leo. Now it's almost at that 29th degree, almost at the last degree of Leo, which I think is significant in and of itself, because about a month ago we had a new moon in Leo. It wasn't eclipse, but it was a new moon at 0 degrees of Leo, the very first degree of Leo. And now we have this new moon solar eclipse happening almost at the last degree of Leo. And Leo again is this creative, courageous, confident, leadership-oriented, colorful, prideful kind of energy. It's a fixed energy, so it has a stubborn kind of streak to it. But Leo is where we like to shine our light. Sometimes ego, in the negative sense, can get too much into the ego. And so you might have seen out into the world here, especially since the full moon lunar eclipse that we had 2 weeks ago, a lot of ego stuff flying around, a lot of things happening on that lower ego level. And if we emanate that higher ego level, because the ego is not a bad thing, we all have an ego, we have to function with an ego, but the higher level is again this confident, leadership-oriented, creative, let's shine our light out into the world kind of energy. So the new moon solar eclipse is going to herald in a lot of new beginnings, a lot of changes, a lot of redirections. Now, remember when I talked about the full moon lunar eclipse, and we're still under the effect of those energies as well, which is all about endings, releasing, letting go, the end of a cycle. So we combine the new beginning of this new moon solar eclipse and the endings of the full moon lunar eclipse that we had, and again, we're in a cycle of death and rebirth. We're in a cycle of death and rebirth and transformation and change, and the eclipse energies last for some weeks, and actually for some months. They last up until 6 months, until at least the next set of eclipses, which do not begin until the end of January 2018. So these eclipses we're going to see the effects of as we move throughout the weeks and even months ahead. Now on Tuesday the 22nd, we have Mars, Leo, and it's positively connecting with Saturn and Sagittarius. And Saturn and Sagittarius is at a standstill at the 21st degree of Sagittarius. It's getting ready to turn to direct motion, which it will a little bit later this week here in a few days. We'll talk about it in a minute. But because Saturn's at a standstill and Mars is in Leo, the sign that the solar eclipse happened in, it's really going to start to activate something. And it's starting to put energy towards something, because Mars is about energy and action, and it's an activator. And Saturn is about a planet of manifestation and stability. It's also the teacher of lessons and teaches us through having to have patience, determination, and perseverance as we move through things, as we move through challenges. Saturn often brings challenges. So with Mars activating this on Tuesday, activating this beginning of a manifestation of something, I feel like we're not going to see the results of that totally unfold until after Saturn goes to direct motion, which is on Friday, the 25th. So it is later this week that on the 25th, Saturn starts to then move forward after turning to direct motion. And then in the weeks ahead, again, it's going to connect in a positive way with the North Node in Leo and connect in a positive way with Uranus and Aries forming or continuing to form this grand trine that it has been forming for a couple of months now, which is bridging us between the past and the future in simplistic terms. Now, I don't want to skip over Thursday because Thursday the 24th, Venus is in a challenging aspect to Uranus. Venus rules relationships, it rules partnerships, it rules the divine feminine, it rules our sense of self-worth, our values, and rules finances and money. So this challenging aspect to Uranus, again, Uranus, sudden, unexpected change, freedom from disempowering energies, or again, shocking events and surprises. So again, on the heels of this new moon solar eclipse, there might be things happening Thursday, and even again, you know, before and after. These transits last more than the exact moment of connection. So we might be seeing something with, again, finances, money, relationships, partnerships, those other things that I talked about that Venus rules. There's something going on there, some change, some redirection. Again, to reiterate, on Friday the 25th, Saturn turns direct. This is a good thing. I think that Saturn being stationed for most of this month of August so far has also been giving us a feeling of being heavy or tired or fatigued as well. So now that Saturn turns direct, once it starts to speed up, that fatigue and that physical kind of tiredness or heaviness or burdensome feeling or challenging feeling will start to hopefully lift somewhat as well, even though we have changes still that are forthcoming. On Saturday the 26th, Venus now moves out of Cancer after again connecting in that challenging way with Uranus on Thursday. On Saturday the 26th, Venus moves out of Cancer and into the sign of Leo. So Venus and Leo, you know, the divine feminine shining her light, the divine feminine being very creative, the divine feminine taking a stand and owning her leadership potential. Those are all things that you're going to see while Venus moves through that sign of Libra over the next few weeks. Also on Saturday, the Sun, now in Virgo, because on, I don't remember if I mentioned this, but on Tuesday the 22nd, I don't think I did, but the Sun also moves into Virgo on Tuesday the 22nd. Okay, so it moves out of Leo and moves into Virgo, and it becomes much more practical, much more conservative, much more focused on what needs to get done, being organized, okay? And then again on Saturday, the Sun in Virgo connects with Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So Mercury has already turned retrograde, so we're already redoing things and reevaluating things and making lists of things that need to get done, and we're organizing things in our mind and things in our lives and doing things over again, perhaps, you know, redoing things. All of those Mercury retrograde types of key words. So as it connects with the Sun in Virgo on Saturday, again, there's something highlighted in the communication realm, the mental realm, our thoughts, our ideas, and those types of things. So this can be a time where maybe a light bulb goes on, or we have an aha moment, or we have the solution to a question that we've been having, you know, or something like that that comes in. Again, it'll probably be until Mercury turns to direct motion, which is going to be in September, before things start to really move forward. You know, between Mercury going direct in September and Saturn just turning direct on the 25th, but taking a few days to start moving forward, you know, it's a good time to, again, start putting things in motion, you know, attempting to manifest things in our life, especially with our intentions on the new moon solar eclipse. Don't forget to write out or speak your intentions, do a ceremony, do a vision board, light a candle, do something that's going to usher in this new beginning cycle of energies. That would be very important, especially because it's an eclipse. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the cards for the week. And I decided to use the Syrian Starseed Tarot because they often have a very powerful kind of energy, and I feel like since we're having that powerful solar eclipse, it's only logical, for lack of a better word, to use these cards. So the first card for this week, okay, we start out with a Major Arcana card, and this is Major Arcana number 14. In this deck, it's called Alchemy. Now, in the traditional tarot deck, this is the Temperance card. The Temperance card often means that we have to have some semblance of balance and patience as we're moving through things. And that's certainly true with the energies of these eclipses. We have to stay in a state of balance because things are sometimes a little chaotic, unexpected things are happening, surprising things are happening. So staying balanced is needed. Staying in a place of patience is also needed because, again, these eclipse energies are going to take a while for us to start seeing what's about to unfold for all of us. Now, the other idea for this card, because in this deck it is called Alchemy, and if you look at this picture, you know, we have this big red ball of energy, and we have these flames of fire underneath it. And we even have what looks like almost, I don't know what's coming down here from the heavens, but it's little lights that are coming down. And the word alchemy is about transforming something from one form into another. It's about taking a substance and transforming it into something else. And so that's what we're doing in the energies of these eclipses. We're taking energies within our lives and, you know, the spiritual energies, other types of energies, and we're transforming it into something new. And we're seeing what we can create from it. You know, alchemists used to turn lead into gold, from what we understand. But the true meaning of alchemy is actually transforming like the physical body into the spiritual body. So we're talking about moving into the fifth dimensional body state from the third dimensional. We're talking about heightening our energies of our body, mind, and soul so that we're evolving, so that we're uplifting our energy into those higher dimensions. And that's really truly what alchemy is about. So not only are you transforming you know, energies around you or circumstances around you, but you're also transforming yourself, your physicality, as well as your emotional body, mental body, and spiritual bodies. All right, let's take a look at the second card and see what more we have to look forward to. Okay. Another Major Arcana, very powerful. This is Major Arcana number 13. In this deck, it's called Transition. Now, in the regular tarot deck or the traditional tarot deck, this is the Death card. This is not a card to fear. This is about death and rebirth, just like we were talking about earlier. The full moon lunar eclipse that we had 2 weeks ago, the new moon solar eclipse this week, it's about endings and new beginnings. And that's what this card is suggesting. This card is suggesting that we're leaving something behind. We're leaving the old behind and we're moving towards a new and better and brighter future for ourselves. And if you look at this imagery, we have almost like the spirit of a woman here, and she's leaving her physical body lying on a table, and she's moving towards this portal of light. Now, again, this is symbolic, okay? It doesn't mean literal death necessarily, although I will say with all the eclipse energies, it is a time for some physical transitioning to occur because of the powerful endings and new beginnings that are happening. So if that is indeed occurring in your life with people that you may know, or your pets or animals, know that they're just moving from one state of existence to another. They're not leaving. They're still around you. They're just moving from the physicality of the physical body into a higher dimension of energy where they're free from the constrictions, restrictions, limitations of the physical, of the third dimension. Now again, this does not mean necessarily that it's literal. This is also figuratively speaking. So we're talking about death and rebirth and regeneration and transformation. Again, moving into this new portal of energy, moving through that doorway into higher dimensional energies and ways of being, a new life, a new direction. Okay, very powerful. Now, I feel like as we're turning these cards over, and because they are such powerful major arcana cards so far, that this is something that's unfolding over the next few months. This isn't all going to happen within this week, but it's the beginning of something with that solar eclipse initiating it, that again over the next few weeks and months is going to take place, I feel. Oh my gosh. Okay, so 3 major arcanas. This does not happen a lot. I can think of one other time in a weekly reading that it happened, or maybe a monthly reading. This is major arcana number 16, and it's the Tower card. Now, whereas the previous card, major arcana number 13, that transition card, speaks about internal, mostly internal change and transformation. The Tower card mostly means external change and transformation and transition. So here we have both cards, the transition card, where we're going through spiritual changes on an internal level, and the Tower card, where we're going through spiritual changes with the circumstances and situations and relationships around us. And you can see with this building that's being hit by lightning bolts and it's on fire, there's actually a person falling out of it. That seems really scary, I know. But the symbology just means that there's huge phenomenal changes that are happening. You know, fire helps to transmute lower vibrational energies. You know, fire is a spiritual element. And what it's doing is the old is no longer needed or active or appropriate. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. The old energies are no longer appropriate in our lives. The old situations, the old, in some cases, old relationships, old connections, old belief systems, old emotions, old energies that we've been carrying physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It's time for them to fall away. It's time for a radical change, and the Tower card often brings a radical, unexpected, and surprising change in some way. Now, I feel like this is both on a personal level for us in a lot of ways, but I feel like this reading is also for the collective. I feel like there's things happening on a collective level as well that's going to transpire as we move forward. All right, very powerful. Now, I decided, because it was a powerful week of energies, to pick a special message card from the Archangel Power Tarot card deck for everybody. So this is a card, a special message for everyone, and then we'll get to your personal messages. Oh my gosh, can you believe this? This is just really powerful. This is another major arcana from this deck. This is major arcana number 21, the last of the major arcana, the World card with Archangel Michael. And I'm going to start calling him, I think, Archangel Michael, and so I might make a separate video to discuss why that is. But all of the other archangels, Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael, I feel like Michael because, well, that Il, that prefix, means of God. So Archangel Michael is coming in with the World card here, and the message at the bottom says, a very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. So this is truly the ending of a cycle. We are in a 1 universal year. The month of August is a 9 universal month within that 1 universal year. And as I said in my monthly angel card reading for August, this is truly a month of endings and new beginnings. And this World card with Archangel Michael really suggests that this is the case. So we're all going through some sort of huge transition, change, redirection, endings and new beginnings, whether internally or externally, in different ways in our lives. So this is probably one of the most powerful weeks, if not the most powerful week of this year, at least so far, but I think of this year. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card, depending on your stone of choice. The people that chose the amethyst. The Knight of Gabriel. This is like the Knight of Wands in the traditional tarot. And it says confident, enthusiastic, courageous, charismatic, time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing first what to do. Oh, just what to do. Instinctively knowing just what to do. So the Knight of Gabriel, or the Knight of Wands, is about fast, quick action, okay? In fact, the Knight is often considered as a court card to be one of the more immature energies, to where it's very like triggered, you know, it's like being emotionally reactive. That's sort of what the Knight of Gabriel, or the Knight of Fire, is. It's like this Knight is very reactive, this Knight is very passionate, this Knight is very creative and energetic. So it's about galloping forward, full steam ahead with, you know, whatever it is that is needed, wherever it is you want to go. And this is a hugely creative energy here. So I feel like getting involved with creative projects, creative efforts, creative artistic endeavors, whether it's something that you need to work on or that's part of your life path or purpose, or whether it's something that you just need to do to start inspiring yourself or activating these other energies at play in our lives. Doing creative things, could be dance, could be singing, could be art, could be creating jewelry, could be cooking, you know, it could be a variety of things, but getting involved in creative activities really helps to spark things and spark the energies in moving forward. So that is a very good message for you. For those of you that chose the Lemurian seed crystal, give these a little shuffle and ask for the message for Lemurian seed crystal. This one's kind of calling my attention. This is the Four of Raphael. So this is the Four of Cups in the traditional tarot. And the message at the bottom says, seek out other possibilities. Look for the magic in life. Be aware of your own emotions. Oftentimes with the Four of Cups, or the Four of Raphael, we're closing ourselves off to something. We're not seeing, or we're missing an opportunity because we're not opening up and looking around, or we're closed off emotionally. We're closing down our heart center. So this asks us to step outside that box, to open up our hearts, to look around and see the beauty in life, to feel that passion, to feel that love and excitement, to feel compassion and understanding both for yourself and others, to offer forgiveness if forgiveness needs to be offered. But if you're closing down your heart center, or closing down your emotions, you're not open to these wonderful beneficial surprises or opportunities or blessings that the universe has to offer. If you can see the image, this woman is sitting in the sand, she's looking down, there's a beautiful angel behind her, there's a beautiful scene of the ocean behind her, but she's not looking around, she's not looking at that. You know, those are blessings in her life if she would only just kind of lift her head and look around. So don't close yourself off. This often can be a feeling of feeling depressed or sad. But this is about, again, opening up the heart and feeling love and compassion for yourself and others, and a love of life as well. If you close off your heart center, then you're closing off to the blessings. All right, so those of you that chose the Celestite, asking, okay, all right, well, this one was first, but this one actually came second. All right, Leap of Faith. Wow, wonderful card. Leap of Faith. This is Major Arcana 0. This is the traditional deck is the Fool card. In this deck, it's Leap of Faith with Archangel Metatron. Always about, again, having trust and faith and taking a risk and starting down a new path. The message at the bottom says, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what gives you joy. Okay, so really tune in and do what gives you joy here. Take that risk, take that leap of faith. In this card, the light is shining down upon this man, and he's got you know, beautiful flowers around him. He's got a guide, a dog next to him, so I feel like you're definitely divinely protected and guided as you start off on this new path. If you thought about a new beginning in career or life path or a move or maybe even a new relationship, this to me, the dog is saying you're divinely guided and protected. And that's what dogs do, is they're protector energies. And again, he's got the flowers at his feet and the sun shining on his head, and it's just a really wonderful card to trust. It's about trusting that you're moving forward in the best possible way. and knowing that this, even though you don't know what lies ahead of you, as we often don't, that you're doing the right thing, and that moving forward is going to take you to a beautiful, wonderful new place. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. I send you all much love and light, many, many blessings, and until we meet again, namaste.